Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, I'm answering a few more of your questions. Specifically, how much discount can you ask when you buy a watch at an authorized dealer? What's my favorite Rolex in my lineup? And what do I think of Blancpain? All that and more in today's episode. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. I'm wearing my Rolex Submariner Hulk. Now discontinued, not getting rid of this, love it to death. And also, guys, I actually got some pretty damn cool watches at delraywatch.com. We just got in, hear me out here, a very rare 1 of 30 Parmigiani Fleurier Tourbillon, 32nd 8-day tourbillon with a retail price of $243,000, but we're selling it for about a quarter of that. Brand new in the box at Del Rey Watch. If you want something a little bit more reasonable, we got in a Rolex Sea Dweller 16600 pre-ceramic, full kit box and papers. Those are not easy to come across nowadays, as these get more vintage and a little bit harder to find. And we also got a Louis Erard Vianney Halter collaboration, the watch that sold out in a couple of hours, only 178 made, and we're lucky to have one available at delraywatch.com. Link in the description below. Guys, honestly, go check it out. We haven't had this many cool watches ever in our history. Now's the time to check it out. Once again, delraywatch.com. Link in the description below. But anyway, guys, let's get right into your questions. Here are your questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. If you see me staring down, I'm not being rude. I'm just trying to accurately read out these questions. And the first one is from Steph.Stav. And he says, "Hey Fed, hope you're keeping well and staying safe." Thanks, man. Hope you are as well. "Big fan of the channel. Wanted to ask your opinion on Blancpain as a brand. In particular, their model lines, the 50 Fathoms and the VRA. I find Blancpain to be criminally underrated. Yes, their 50 Fathoms is hot. I'm not a huge fan of their Bathyscaphe collection. I find that to be a cost-cut 50 Fathoms, and the 50 Fathoms is rather expensive, but I find it extremely charming. Very well-made movements, sapphire bezels, high-polished cases. Yes, usually a little on the large side, but the 50 Fathoms is one of the coolest luxury dive watches out there. The VRA is their dress line. If you like complications, annual calendars, moon phases, perpetual calendars, pre-owned, you can get these for less than half the retail price in most cases. So I think Blancpain, a brand owned by the Swatch Group, the upper echelon of Swatch Group, that makes extremely high-quality watches, extremely underrated at the moment. Next, we have Mr. Evil 1010. "Hey Fed, what's your favorite Rolex in the current lineup?" That's tough. The current lineup, okay, the new subs don't really count. I don't consider them all that new. Cellinis are nice, but honestly, I kind of like the Coral Dial Oyster Perpetual 41. Would I buy it? Yeah, probably. But honestly, Rolex's current lineup, I find a little stale. I can't be the only one. Still love the brand, but apart from the OP41 in Coral, none of the new releases are all that hot for me. And that's saying a lot that my favorite Rolex is an Oyster Perpetual. Ooh, a good customer of ours, Steve Stoyan. He has 2 questions. First, what are your thoughts on the deadbeat seconds movement complication? I think it's super cool. It's taking something normal, like a second hand, a normal part of a movement, and making it more complicated and more accurate. Yeah, to the untrained eye, people might think it's a cheap quartz watch, but a mechanical deadbeat second complication is super interesting. I think that's cool. Second question is it possible to be friends with someone who orders their steak well done? Steve, I don't know, brother. I mean, okay, let's be honest. Probably, but At the time, during dinner, we're definitely not friends. I'm a rare, medium rare kind of guy. Even though I know the Argentines like their meat very well cooked, and I do have a lot of Argentine friends, it's a perpetual argument. That is for damn sure. Kev underscore Doy, actually a friend who used to watch the channel and actually met him in real life in Miami. He says, "What's your gin preference in Negroni?" Kev, I love Citadel gin. It is not the most expensive out there, but Citadel French gin with a Negroni, I think, is delicious. But by the way, I'm pretty sure you owe me a Negroni, and we haven't seen each other in like a couple months. So holler at me. You have my number. Let's go grab a few drinks at Michael's or something. Next, Smells Like Bee Spirit says, "Hey Federico, what is the best bang for buck independent brand?" Well, honestly, independents aren't inexpensive, but I'd say pre-owned right now it is the era of Moser. For under $15,000, you can still grab some fantastic in-house movement Mosers. I also like to stick in-house when I go with independents, even though there are exceptions like Sarpaniva. I always mispronounce that. I apologize if I did. But honestly, I think for what you get and for being truly independent, Moser is impossible to beat. And I know you guys are tired of me saying it because I've said it a million times before. Osteen Grubb says, "I'm always looking forward to seeing one of your videos appear on YouTube." Thanks, man. That's quite the compliment. "Which brands can be negotiated for in boutiques like Tourneau, etc.? How much of a discount can be negotiated?" Well, first of all, Tourneau is not a great example. I'd go with a less corporate, less mom and pop AD, and generally the rule of thumb is the harder it is to sell, the more discount you can get. Now, right off the bat, Rolex, probably no discount. Most of the Richemont brands, so Panerai, Cartier, JLC, no discount unless it's precious metal, but almost everything else, the Swatch Group stuff, the independent stuff, brands that are cool but harder to sell, like Glasuta or Gerard Perregaux. I mean, I'd say the margins on most of these watches are 40 to 45%. So I think you can ask for 25% off. Probably won't get it, but if you can get between 15 to 20, if you're buying it straight from an AD with an AD service, that's probably the most you can hope for. Figure they're making 40 to 45, but they've got costs, they've got staff, they still need to make a profit. So I'd ask for 25 and be pretty darn happy with 20. But once again, it has to be hard to sell. Can't walk in asking for the hottest JLC and ask for 25% off. You're nuts. If they can sell it to somebody else, they will. Why should they give you a gift? But, if it makes sense for them to move it, it's been sitting there a little bit, it's readily available, then yeah, man, don't pay more than you have to. I think, the brands I mentioned and, 20 to 25%. And then last but not least, Das.Rune, or Arun rather. "Hey Fed, love your videos." Thanks, brother. "When you source list watches on Del Rey, what comes first, passion or business? Are the watches listed things you would like to enjoy, or is it more business oriented?" Well, Arun, I'd say it's almost strictly down the middle. So I won't ever sell something that doesn't have some horological significance. I don't necessarily have to like it personally because my taste, I can't put it on everybody, and just because I don't like something doesn't mean it's good, but it has to meet a certain standard, a certain quality, something that I can be proud to sell. Now, I'm very passionate about horology, but I also won't overpay for a watch I'm passionate about, nor will I try and sell it for over market. So the passion means that I have to keep my standards high for what I sell, but at the same time, this is also how I pay my rent and how my colleagues and employees pay their rent. So it's definitely a business, but it's a business based entirely on passion, to be honest. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does help. And please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.